What's up, you ball sack whacking quacks? It's your boy Jordan, and it is time again for our recap. And it is week 2, and Jesus Christ, did we have a crazy, crazy week 2. Not in our league, but in the real NFL. Our league, there were no close games, none whatsoever. In fact, the closest game was 9 points. And nothing came down to Monday night, and that was Saeed and Carlos, which I'll get to in a minute. But the real games, holy shit! I mean, the Ravens and the Dolphins, that was iconic. The Jets and the Browns, that one was ridiculous when you realize that Nick Chubb scoring that touchdown lost them the game. I mean, that's what you want in fantasy. We hate it when it happens when a running back goes down, but it shows it's the right call. They could have run out the clock. Nobody would have thought Flacco would have aired it out and then taken them back and get the onside kick, but they fucked up a lot. Nick Chubb didn't lose them that game. I mean, their special teams and defense lost them that game. But nonetheless, that's where it stands. Bucks and Saints. I love the slobber knocking fest. Reminds me of old Bucks ball. I'll take the win. Little concerned about injuries, but the left tackle that came in actually did pretty good, so I'm pretty happy about that. Considering, hopefully Donovan Smith gets back. Can't believe I'd be saying that, but better than what we typically have. But it's going to be a hard-fought Monday Night Football game, and I'm honestly thinking the Saints will probably take that one. But hey, fuck it. Lose battles, win wars. That's the way you want to do it. But let's get into it. I promised shorter, more concise, and more information, and that's what I want to do. Even last week was a little bit too long for my liking. I'm trying to get this down because not everybody has time to listen to me bullshit. And a lot of things you can look up yourself. So you know who won, you know who you can look at all. I mean, everybody's following scores the entire fucking weekend anyway, so no reason for me to tell you what you can look up or already know for yourself. So I'm going to go over it a little bit, and then we'll get into some more detail and some things that, yeah, you can look up, but you probably don't, or you might not, or it's not as simple through the app. First up, I went basically in order of the highest scoring winner. So going from largest to smallest, winner of the $10 this week is Sam. He beat his brother Gus 207 to 144. He gets the $10. Like I said, he gets the divisional win, evens their records at 1-1. It is a dogfight in the champion division. Everybody's 1-1 right now. So, moving forward from there, I'll be getting into into next week's schedule. But this is when all the divisional games are going to be happening. They happen early in our league, kind of set the tone for the division, but overall wins and losses still matter. So, this is kind of like getting the tiebreakers in a way sorted out. And then the rest of the year is going to be out of division battles, which is going to really skew how the records will go. So there might be a lot of close knit and tightly packed early on, especially since there's only going to be 2, 3, 4 games going forward. And also repeat games, like me and Kyle play each other each of the next 2 weeks, so we'll be best friends by then. But as we go forward, we will be getting out of the divisional battles, but for right now it is division heavy. All right. Next up, another division battle. Alex moves to 2-0 with a very commanding 189 to 134 win over Kyle, who is also in my division. He is 1-1. We have all the records possible: 2-0, 1-1, and I am 0-2. He takes it easily there by 55 points. Saheed moves to 2-0, trying to go from worst to first here. 157 to 148 in our closest game, 9-point game. Manny moves to 1-1. Oh, and Carlos moves to 0-2. Welcome to Loserville. I am there with you as well, as is Lewis. So, and no, I'm sorry. We are the only 3 that are 0-2. So, got some work to do. Only way is up, right? Hopefully, at the very least. 0-3 would suck a lot worse, too. Manny took it to me. Beat the fucking shit out of me. 154 to 78. Almost doubled up my score if he would have gotten a couple more points. Just got ransacked with injuries, and my highest score was 17. He had 2 people that scored way more than that, including Tua. Good call on that, Manny. You've had my number for a while, so All I can hope for is that, I can win when it matters if we meet in the future. But I ain't holding my breath because I actually got to get there first. And you've always been in the way before, and you'll probably be in the way since. So, but we all have those hills to climb. We all have people that we have to get over. Manny has been I wouldn't say kryptonite because it's not like I've been killing the league. I mean, it's been pretty even. We have a lot of parity in this league, and everybody has been all over the place. But he has been the most consistent thorn in my side since he's came in the league. I think I've won against him 1 or 2 times. I haven't really gone back, and I'll have to look at that. I know I did that last year. I'm not sure when I'll do it again. I wanted to get up to speed, but I couldn't do it in the off season so that I could just add on to it. So I might just wait till the end of the year to get caught up on that. So moving on, Joel and Jeff, 145 to 119, evens their records at 1-1. That's a divisional battle. Me and Manny used to be a divisional battle, not anymore because I fucking sucked too much and for too long. So I'm out, and Sam got in, of course. So Joel and Jeff, they are a divisional battle, 145 to 119. Joel won. And then last but not least, Hector moves to 2-0 over Lewis to 0-2, and that's a divisional battle, 127 to 89. So highest score was Sam with 207, lowest score was me with 78. Only me and Lewis scored under 100 this week. Just kind of how shit happens sometimes, especially when you have some crazy games in the NFL that put some huge yardage totals and huge touchdown totals and point totals for some guys, but not others. So, because there were high-scoring games and crazy games, but people you wouldn't think, like the fucking Jets and Browns, and the comeback with the Ravens and the Dolphins and all that. I mean, that was to be expected. There's only a handful of players that are on those games, but then you get the Bucks and Saints. There wasn't much offense at all. And who started Rashad Perriman? Nobody. He was on the waivers. So it's those types of things that happen in the league, and it's going to keep happening. Expect the unexpected. It's just going to be that way. Sometimes you got to take shots, but you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't miss. So I'd rather be 10% than 0. All right, so building off what we started last week, I'm going to go over the top scorers by position, just QB, running back, and wide receiver. Top 6 quarterbacks, top 12 running backs, top 12 wide receivers for week 2, and then also to date. All right, and after that, I'm going to go into the lines, the over-unders for the games this week, give you point totals, which will give you an idea of the higher scoring ones. It was important this past week. Remember that Ravens and Dolphins, being up there. So it's important to follow those things. Vegas doesn't get things too wrong. So otherwise, they wouldn't be in the business that they're in, obviously. And then lastly, we'll just go over what the schedule for us looks like week 3. All right. So for quarterback, week 2 leaders, obviously Lamar Jackson, 55 fucking points. Jesus Christ. Tua, 50 points. Jalen Hurts, 41. Josh Allen, 35. Flacco, 34. There's that odd one. And then Wentz and Goff tied at 6th with 30. So when Flacco, Wentz, and Goff, when they're your top scoring quarterbacks, it's been a fucking shitty week. So running backs, top 12. Oh, I'm sorry. Back to quarterbacks. To date, the highest scoring quarterbacks after 2 weeks. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Tua, Wentz, and Mahomes. Yes, you heard that right. Wentz is outscoring Mahomes right now. All right, running backs. For week 2, Chubb, 37 points. Aaron Jones, 35. Tony Pollard, 21. CMC, 19. I'm sorry, I think it's 18 actually. Can't read my own fucking handwriting. Damian Harris, 18. Eckler, 17. Montgomery, 17. J-Rob, 17. Swift, 16. CEH, 15. D-Will, 15. And Najee, 13. Very low scoring game for the most part for running backs. We only had 2 break the 30-point threshold and 3 break the 20-point threshold. That's pretty weird. And the 3 that broke it were Pollard, Aaron Jones, and Chubb. I mean, we know Chubb can do it. We know Aaron Jones can do it. Pollard, I mean, we know he can. It's just weird that, he did it and he was 3rd with 21 points. I mean, we've seen a lot higher. So kind of an odd week, maybe an odd year for running backs. Who knows? Makes it a little top heavy. To date, the top scoring running backs are Chubb, Saquon, Swift, Aaron Jones, J-Rob, JT, who would have been the first overall pick, or most leagues' first overall pick. JT is now sixth. Then CEH, CMC, Gibson, Hunt, Joe Mixon, and Cordarrelle Patterson. All right. Wide receivers for week 2. Tyreek Hill with a monster 47 points. Diggs, 46 points. Waddle, 41. That's just insane. I know Gus had said that. Imagine having that Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle stacked this week. What would that be? That's 88 plus 50, 138 points just from 3 players. That's fucking insane. That would be absolutely balls crazy. After Waddle at 41, ASB, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he has been awesome for the Lions. 39 points. Kupp with 32. Garrett Wilson, 31. See, we had 6. We only had 2 running backs reach the 30-point threshold in week 2. We had 6 wide receivers. And then we had Mike Williams with 26, Coop, 26, Kirk with 25, Aguilar 25, Bateman 24, and Drake London with 23. So, and there were more that had 20 plus. So all 12 had 20 plus. So wide receiver has been going up, and that's kind of what we've seen in the league a lot too. To date, the top scoring receivers, Diggs, Kupp. Yes, once again, Sam has Diggs and Kupp. The top scoring after 2 weeks wide receivers on his team. Can you see why he scored 207 points? Tyreek, ASB, Waddle, Jefferson at 6, Kirk, Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Bateman, Garrett Wilson, and Curtis Samuel rounds out the top 12. All right, getting into lines here, over under. The Bills and Finns have the highest over under at 54. That's to be expected. They're thinking it's a shootout. I think that it's, don't get me wrong. I think the Dolphins are going to hold their own, but I don't know if they're on the same level as the Bills, but we'll see. That's going to be a good one. They are playing at Miami, so we'll see how that goes. Lions at Vikings, 52.5. Those are the only 2 games over a 50-point over-under. Then we have the Chiefs Colts at 49.5. Rams versus Cards at 49.5. Eagles Commies at 48. Jags Chargers, 48. The Raiders Titans and the 49ers Broncos, 45.5 each. We have the Bengals Jets at 45. Ravens and Pats, now we're getting into the lower scoring totals where you have implied totals that are in the low 20s here. Ravens Pats 43, Falcons Hawks 42. The Pack and Bucks 41.5. That could be a real low scoring game. I could even see like a 17-13 type of score. Maybe even less than that, maybe 16-13 or something like that, like from back in the NFC Central days. Saints Panthers 41, Texans Bears 40.5, and the 2 lowest scoring Cowboys Giants, the Monday Night Football game, 39.5, and then Steelers Browns at 38. So coming up in week 3, I have a huge divisional game versus Kyle. Like I said, 1 of 2 in a row. I'm 0-2. Kyle's 1-1. He's favored by 4. Sam versus Manny. That's a divisional one. Sam is favored by 4. They are both 1-1. Gus and Alex that is not a divisional game. Gus is 1-1. Alex is 2-0. Right now, Alex is favored by 30, but there are 2 spots still not filled in by Gus. Hector is favored by 6 against Zahid. This is a 2-0 versus 2-0 divisional match. So Hector's favored by 6. Lewis 0-2 versus Jeff 1-1. This one is going to be tight. It is projected right now that Jeff wins by 0.4. So basically a tie is what it's being projected at right now. 0-2 versus 1-1. So big one for Lewis and for Jeff. Jeff doesn't want to fall to 1-2, and Lewis wants to be 1-2. He definitely doesn't want to be 0-3. So we'll see how that goes. Joel versus Carlos. Carlos is favored by 10. Carlos is 0-2. Joel 1-1. That is a divisional game as well. So I think that just about wraps it up. Good luck with this upcoming week. Don't forget to be active. I know everybody's active with the waivers. Waivers are skimp. It's a deep league. Deal with it. We're smart. We're I wouldn't say we're professionals. We've been doing this for a fucking while. We got 3 flex. We're a deep league. It's a 12-team league. This is nothing new. There will still be gems to be found. There will still be trades to be had, and that's the other thing. Start looking at trades. The trade deadline isn't for a while, but keep in mind buys are coming up, and the team that you drafted is probably not going to be the team that you end the year with. There might be some players you're going to hold on to. I get that. Everybody has some players they might not want to trade. However, keep in mind that with how deep of a league it is, if you're going to want to change your team, you're probably going to have to make some sort of trade. Not only just because of how deep the league is with the waivers, but just keep in mind those players were on the waivers for a reason. Every now and then you might find a diamond in the rough, but chances are the player that's going to win you your league was drafted. So keep that in mind. But hope everybody's well. Hope you and your families are. Love y'all. Peace, punch, Cap'n Crunch.